And we begin tonight with live pictures from Sky 4 over the Detroit Grand Prix. Qualifying is underway right now for the IMSA cars, and a weekend full of racing is just getting underway. You know, they are some of the most exciting days of the year in Detroit, especially since the race moved downtown.
Gosh, we've been waiting for this day. It is finally here. We've got racing covered for you from all different angles tonight, but we're going to start things off with the fans. Of course, they're flocking to Free Prix Day. Priya Mann spent the day with them. She is live with a bird's eye view. I know it's loud. Hey, Priya.
Hey guys, you know, you talk about an exciting day. This is a loud day as well. We are on the rooftop of the Port Atwater Garage. Let me show you some fans who have also found some prime seating there on a rooftop. There are 4 rooftops available with tickets still for sale. This is the start of the race here. We're hoping we'll see some of those race cars going. But if not, we'll move over because that is the pit lane. You can see one of those cars are coming in. This is where crews are going to be working feverishly on these vehicles when every second counts. And let me tell you, we've talked to hundreds of fans today, and they are pumped.
Didn't think we were going to get that close to one.
10-year-old Carson Darr was mesmerized by the Indy Next cars.
I just saw a Lamborghini over there. You can see the tail end.
And how'd you feel?
I want to smell it.
Carson and his mom were walking every inch of the paddock on day 1 of the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix.
I like how the cars are running. They're really loud.
He truly loves cars, and seeing all these other car people get together and him enjoying himself, and it's just great.
Are you into cars as much as he is?
I am not, but watching him be in his element and tell me what's carbon fiber and what engine is in it is just great.
Starting today through Sunday, downtown Detroit around the RenCen has been transformed into a racetrack. Featuring more than 70 Indy Next cars, the full circuit is 1.7 miles long with 9 turns.
Make it challenging enough for the drivers that there's passing, and it makes it interesting for the fans. So I think we've come up with a pretty good mix there. Drivers seem to like it. It's a bumpy and very physical track, so it's challenging, but that's where you get to see who's the best.
More than 150,000 people are expected over the weekend.
Oh, it's been a great time. I would say we had seats at the grandstands, we got tickets, and it's just been a nice, beautiful, gorgeous day out to enjoy some racing.
This couple from Shelby Township say the Detroit Grand Prix is unlike any other racing competition.
What's it like to be this close?
It's unreal, and honestly, it's the only kind of motorsport where you can get this close to the action without getting the premium seats. I mean, we have regular grandstand seating. We can walk right up to the cars. It's awesome.
And just take a look, 4-year-old Connor is taking it all in. He's joined by a buddy here. These are some of the youngest fans. Of course, they've got some protective ear coverings as well. You know, qualifying races happen today with the first IMSA race starting tomorrow at 3:30, and then the last IndyCar race will happen at 12:30 p.m. on Sunday. So we've got 3 days of just tons of jam-packed action. Again, so much activity down here. Watching those crews work in the pit lane is something else. If you think you're fast, that is something else. Coming up at 6 o'clock, this is also a big deal for our local economy, for tourism. Coming up, we're talking to some local vendors and from fans who have traveled very long distances to get here, and so far they are loving Detroit because, of course, right? I'll leave you with this shot, but guys, what an exciting time right here around the RenCen. Reporting live from the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix, I'm Priya Mann. I'll send it back to you.
All right, we love the energy. Thank you, Priya. I love that boy teaching his mom all about cars. That was cool. All right, so for the fans, we're going to turn now to the action out on the track.
Yeah, you know, it's been busy all day with practice and qualifying ahead of the race on Sunday. And lucky enough for us, we have a member of our Local 4 team who's a real expert to help us through the weekend. So let's get on. Being a sports anchor, you also work with IndyCar, huh?
That's right, calling the action on the IndyCar radio network, but he's the real expert, and these guys are experts too. Going to work for Ed Carpenter Racing, this is Christian Rasmussen, coming off a 6th place finish at the Indy 500. So let's talk about today, first of all. You just got off the track about 20 minutes ago, but all this work back here, when you talk to your engineers, what are you doing tonight that puts you in position for success tomorrow?
Yeah, we just dive right in for all the data that we collected here on the track at the practice. So when we're driving around there, everything you can think of. Throttle traces, brake traces, damper change, like everything is getting recorded. So all of those little squiggly lines we're looking at, and just to try and improve the race car for tomorrow.
And there's so many. I counted in one of the pits, 8 computers. Everybody is tracking this stuff. What is it about the streets of Detroit that make it so difficult compared to other tracks you race at?
Yeah, it's a challenge. I think this is definitely the bumpiest place that we go to. So obviously that these race cars are running, this far off the ground. So when you get all these bumps, you're bottoming out, and it's really throwing the car around, which can be tough, and it's especially tough around here with how many of those bumps that we have.
I know you need to go back in there in a second. How tough is it to focus when you have the biggest race in the world just a few days ago? I know you got to get right back to it. Right over here at the home of Chevrolet.
Yeah, for me it's fairly easy to get acclimated to this. I think for me, I'm always trying to just focus on the race ahead, and even though it is the Indy 500, it is a huge weekend for us. It's our biggest race. It's the biggest race in the world. At the end of the day, you kind of have to treat it like a race like no other, and especially when we're going into this part of the season. This is our 5th week in a row that we're on the racetrack, so it gets busy, but it's fairly easy for me to just focus on here.
All right, you can focus on the engineering. You can catch Christian in the Ed Carpenter Racing Splenda Chevy. We're going to go check out some of the other stuff happening in the paddock, but throw it back to you for now.